Let everybody get in here. I know motherfuckers seen my post, tag on the video and all that. Um, yeah. Sad situation, man. Real sad situation. Um, just on the fact that, she was only 5, you know? That's one of the saddest parts about it. She was only 5 years old. But thing I want to touch on, man, listen. The narrative everybody painting that streets and war got rules, ain't no rules. It's never been rules. It's never been rules. And for the most part, I think people forget about that part. That it's never been rules. It will never be rules. The way it's set up is how it always been. It's how it's always gonna be. When you at war, you gotta stay away from the folks you love. That's why in the days when the mob was at war, they all slept together in one house. They bought mattresses, they slept on the floor, they ate cold cuts, whatever they had to eat. Dudes cooked for them. When they was at war, they stayed away from their wife and their kids because they knew they would have been targets. When motherfucker get to squeezing that trigger, they can't stop where the bullets is going. Do I think they knew that little girl was in that car? No. Nah, they didn't know she was in there. But it was already too late. He knew where he was at. That was his enemy's car wash. They already had told him don't go over there. And he went over there. But this time he took his daughter with him. When you gang banging, your clickers in the beef, or setters in the beef, you cannot be around your folks, man. When you run around the streets, you hustling, whatever nonsense you doing in the streets, you got to keep your family separated from that shit. You can't try to be this good family man and all this, but you knee deep in the streets. Because when you with your family, guess what? You off balance. You off balance, and that's what happened. And before he knew it, him and his daughter's life was took. It's a sad situation. It's very sad. But when you playing out here, you know what's going on. You ain't blind to what's going on. Motherfuckers just don't jump out and just start shooting at you for 30 times for no reason. Feel me? Motherfuckers just don't come out gunning at you for no reason. It's a reason. It got to a point. You know what I'm saying? It got to a point where it couldn't be resolved. That when they seen him, it was on. There's a lot of people in the grave for that. A lot of mamas in the grave, daughters, sons, all that. Behind what their mothers and their fathers get themselves into. You know what I mean? When the United States go to war, you really think they care about the kids? They going to the countries, they killing them kids too. When they bombing them countries, they know they killing kids too. They know it is. But they tell them evacuate. You don't leave? Oh well. Oh well. And boom. When the United States dropped them 2 motherfucking nuclear bombs over in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, what you think happened? Millions of kids died. Ain't no rules in war. None. And it's never been. It's a sad situation, but it's the truth. There's never been rules in war. There is none. And if I see you, I don't care who you with. Because you might not give me a pass. But I ain't going to let you get the chance to think about it. When he was in the gang, he might want in the gang y'all familiar with, but it was around his neck. They got a gang out there. They might not get. He might want a blood or a crip, or he was in the gang though. They got a rap crew. They beefing. They going back and forth on records. Come on, man. Let's not play stupid. It's sad. It is. Because the innocent girl got caught up in it. But you know what you chose when you get in the streets. When I was running around crazy, my family ain't seen me for months. I went around my brothers, my sisters, my mother, my father, my kids. For what? When these suckers see me with them, you think they gonna hesitate because I'm with them? Hell no. Nah. And then if it's like that, it's fuck everything you love anyway. I knock you down, your family gonna hate me for the rest of their life anyway because they can't bring you back, so I'm beefing with them anyway. Why not? That's how I know a lot of people ain't never been in a war before. They don't know the concept. That's why a lot of countries don't want to go to war. That's why motherfuckers with sense don't want a war. Because you know what comes with it. Death and destruction. Innocent lives. Innocent bystanders. You know how many innocent bystanders have been sleeping in their house and a war is going on the street and kids, that stray bullets hit kids and kill them? Shit happens every day. The boy had tents on his car. They couldn't see that little girl in that car. All they knew was they told him don't come to that gas station. They caught him over there. And if it wouldn't have been him, it would have been another motherfucker with that same chain around their neck over there. They would have did the same shit. Feel me? But that's what's wrong. Everybody want to spin a narrative. No one to talk the real. The real is stay the fuck out the streets. Stay the fuck out of war. Because your crew could be in the war. And you might not be in it. But that's your crew. So you in it. That's how I go. That's how I go. Sad fucking situation. Real sad. You know? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And now they got these kids with all these high power rifles And down there, shit, guns. They really got all them rifles down there. They walk around with them bitches out in Texas. They ain't got no gun laws in Texas. I don't see why he ain't had one on him. You knew what was going on. But then you got motherfuckers on here that you don't know what that boy was into. You know? He was active though. I'm familiar about what's going on. I just hate the law to be going to get into detail. But I know I'm familiar with what's going on. And they fight tough. They fighting tough. They fighting tough. And in the end, nobody wins. Nobody wins. They fighting tough though. And it's two crews. Well, it's more than two crews. But it's two main crews though. He got one on his neck. You know? It's sad. Because it ain't going to stop. They going to keep fighting. It's just going to keep going on and on and on. Because his people, his dudes ain't about to let that rest. So they going to go find the other motherfuckers and slide on them. Cops ain't going to be able to stop this. It's about to be a war for a long time. But that's what death does. Especially in the streets. That shit go on for years, decades, generations. And it's just on and on and on. I seen the video. They should have ran towards the street and tried to hit that fence, but they was humping at him. So he was trying to get away as much as possible, and he seen his daughter hit. He knew she was gone. He knew she was gone. Sad, man. What you gonna do? If ain't nobody gonna try to squash this shit, it ain't no squashing it now. Blood been spilled now. We gotta let it play out. They ain't gonna quit till they wanna quit. Who knows when that's gonna be? And even if they arrest dudes, which they probably will, it ain't gonna stop. You think, because whoever they came with, it was two of them, but that don't mean it was two of them what they came about. They gotta click a nigga somewhere too. And they're rejoicing. You got one side this morning and one side rejoicing. That's how this shit go. That's how this shit go. So my advice to all you young boys, man, y'all in the streets, get out the motherfuckers, man. Get your exit plan and get the fuck out of there. Because ain't no end to it, bro. Ain't no end to it. I mean, and if it ain't about nothing, man, leave it alone. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth the decade of hurting and mourning and death and violence and incarceration. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Out here enjoying this nice weather. It's about to break. came out here to touch bases. I hadn't put a video up in a couple days, and I seen this on there. Couple channels, couple platforms been talking about it. You know, motherfuckers been voicing their opinions. Some motherfuckers talking like me. Some motherfuckers talking all tight, wild, and you got people hurting and crying, and that's what come with it. You gonna get that. You gonna get all that. Hurting, crying, all that. But at the same time, ain't nothing you really can do. Ain't nothing you really can do but say, damn. Hope these young niggas get it together, man. But I've been there. I really can't say too much because shit, I was part of the problem before too. I was definitely part of the problem before too, so I really can't say too much myself. Try to give advice to them and just tell them, you know, if it ain't worth it, man, leave it alone. Like I said, when you got to click of niggas, man, they pushing that line shit. You either got to push the line or denounce the shit. Either or. You can't put that both ways. You can't run with a crew and think, oh man, I'm them just my niggas or I ain't in it. That shit don't fly. Cause they feel like shit. You with them niggas. You with them. You know what I'm saying? We murk these niggas, you gonna go to the funeral, you gonna be crying and all that shit. So we got you right now. This is bad. This is bad situation with his daughter. But you got a lot of people on the internet, like I said, you know, they ain't never really been they look at this shit as a check. They shock jocks. They just saying what the people want to think they want to hear. Not the real. Motherfuckers like me, they try to suppress us. So I'm gonna talk real. The boy was gangbanging. He was gangbanging. He was banging his hood. He was banging his clique. His clique in the war. And they caught up with him. Just so happened he was with his daughter. But, you know, the other clique already put out a statement saying shit. If it was any other niggas, they would have did the same shit. Yeah. But they already spinning back and shit like that. Yeah. So just gotta wait and see. But this is part of war. Either you can't stomach it, get the fuck out the way. And I'm out.